All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we'll be diving into the NFT gaming and crypto gaming markets today, as we're seeing a little bit of a bounce, a relief bounce, I would almost call it, after a few bearish weeks after the ETH merge. And I'm going to talk about my thesis of why I haven't really changed my stance, but we'll get into my market thesis. But I really want to more talk about some projects that I'm still really eyeing down during this bear market, because the partnerships and the strength of the projects are only getting stronger, as well as some major catalysts, as well as like some first-person shooter footage that we just saw over the weekend, as well as some major streamers, major esports signed top-level competitors playing NFT games, battle royales that are upcoming. So we're going to go over all of this and what I think it means for the future of crypto gaming. So without further ado, let's get in the game.
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If you ain't here to hustle, why is you here? But if you here to hustle, the moon is near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost, what's the price? This ain't a game, put you on game. I know you gon' play, but ain't a percent. If you ain't here to hustle, why is you here? But if you here to hustle, the moon is near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost, what's the price? This ain't a game, put you on game. I know you gon' play, but ain't a play. If you get lost, show you the way.
All right, let's dive right into it. Be sure to like the video if you are bullish on the future of crypto gaming, or if you get value out of the video, and subscribe to the channel for cryptocurrency videos here every single day on Crypto Banter. As well, shout out to our sponsors here on In the Game: Animoca Brands, the biggest Web3 gaming company in the world; Myria, one of the leading gaming platforms, publishers, and L2 solutions across the blockchain; MEXC, the official exchange of the In the Game show; as well as Unix, one of the leading GameFi infrastructures in the space. If you want more information on any of those brilliant platforms, check the link down below in the description. Let's dive into the video, as we're seeing a little bit of Uptober starting to trend upwards, as people are saying on Twitter. But in all honesty, guys, I'm really seeing this as just an Uptober fake out, a relief bounce, whatever you would like to say. Because, I mean, if we were to do a deeper zoom, right, if we were to go look at Ethereum, and we're looking at the dates around the Ethereum merger, let's just go on a 1 month chart. I think we're due for a little rally, right? I mean, ever since the 10th of September leading up to the ETH merge, we've seen nothing but, negative price action. I think more so than Uptober that you might be seeing on Twitter and stuff like that. I actually more so think that this is just a needed relief bounce after a little bit of pain in the markets for a few weeks. And given the ulterior climate, everything going on, my sentiment hasn't changed. I think we still do see a little bit lower prices. As far as, the bear market, where the bottom is. It's not all about picking the bottom. It's all about confirming your thesis. And my thesis has nowhere near been confirmed. I don't see the pain that I think we see that shakes a lot more people out of this market, right? I think that if you're here and still studying, you have a really good chance of making it out on the other side. But there's still going to be some trim the fat going on with some people who are still here, but they're going to lose that sentiment if the market doesn't act quickly. And as we know, these things don't play out quickly, guys. You need to have a long-term mindset in these markets. And when I'm looking at my watch list that I'm putting together for my long-term mindset, right, my conviction is only getting higher for my top projects, right? I think my number one project in this bear market that I'm definitely looking to stack as many, as possible. And this is never financial advice. I'm always just letting you guys know my mindset, what I'm looking at inside the markets, right? And exactly what's playing out from my research and from everything that's going on inside of Polygon, for example. Miles had a great tweet this morning that kind of sums up. I talk about this like almost every show with different partnerships that they have. We're looking at DraftKings, NFL, Adobe, Starbucks, Disney, Mercedes, Meta, Reddit. They have Dr. Disrespect's games, Sandbox. There's so many top tier products and top tier brands putting the trust in Polygon. And I think that on the other side of this, they're going to be one that does not fade and is only getting stronger in the bear market. In the bear market, you want to find those projects that are making strides forward and not actually, getting quiet and cowering down, right? Polygon's developments in this bear market have been brilliant. And you could only imagine high level if Meta integrates Polygon like that. if Disney integrates Polygon, the loyalty program that Starbucks is going with, right? The NFL DraftKings fantasy integration. I could totally see Polygon being such a major player in the Web3, Web2 crossover, technology in the gaming world in the future of crypto gaming for years to come, for example. So I think, Polygon is probably my #1 conviction project at this moment. I'm definitely, despite all the jokes, breaking Solana, all this stuff. In all honesty, Solana is one of the more efficient networks out there. The market caps line up where, it's not that too risk heavy of a play whenever you're looking at market cap versus fully diluted. There's just so much going on their chain. A lot of games coming in the future. There's some good games building there now, but in the future is really where Solana is going to make their hay as far as gaming, kind of like Immutable X, right? Immutable X doesn't have that many games live right now that are quality, but once the Guild of Guardians and the Illuviums and the Ember Swords come out, that's going to change. And I think with Solana, once the Star Atlases and some of these first-person shooters that are building on Solana in the future actually hit the scene, I think that, obviously Solana has a lot of bullish catalysts in the future for gaming. I'm still, loving Ultra as far as a distribution platform, as well as Gala. That goes unsaid. I talk about Gala all the time. And, it's about down 20% over this last, 30-day period since the ETH merge. So you're seeing pretty value there. And I actually think we see lower prices on Gala, throughout the bear market. Ultra, the steam of crypto gaming, distributing over 50 plus game developers and publishers, live NFT marketplace, top tier team. Vulcan Forged, still at a super value level, under $100 million market cap, $200 million fully diluted, just received investment from Skybridge and Anthony Scaramucci. These are things that you should not, shy away from. These are massive news events for these projects. And when conviction comes in from major money, major funding like that, straight from Wall Street into a project like Vulcan Forge, Vulcan Forge is not going anywhere. And it's still 10x from all-time highs. So all in all, keep, building. I say this a lot. Build your watch list, understand, have a ranking, what projects you want to get into, right? Like I want to make sure by the time my thesis is confirmed and we start deploying back into the market, DCAing into the top projects, that I have my bags of Polygon, Solana, Vulcan Forged, Ultra, because I think that these are going to be major players in the space for years and years to come. So that's my strategy. But right now, I say it all the time, I'm sitting on my hands. I'm not doing anything. I'm trying to stack as much stable coins as possible. So when the time comes, and when my thesis is confirmed, we see those lower prices that I think we inevitably will see, whether it's 6, 12, 18 months that we see those prices. I don't see the bullish climate coming out just yet. And I would pump the brakes on the Uptober narrative. Over the weekend, we did see some really good developments in the crypto gaming space. So I want to talk about some catalysts that could bring more mainstream adoption into Web3 gaming. Shrapnel, AAA first-person shooter building on Avalanche. First moddable shooter on the blockchain. What that means is, think Halo 3 Forge mode. If you ever played Halo 3, you can customize the maps, move things around, put mongooses over here, ghosts over here, different obstacles, barriers, create your own mini games, etc. They're going to incentivize people to go in there and build maps, actually be able to mod the map, and you actually get rewarded the more that map is used and played on by communities competitively, etc. With the different land segments. And the way that this looks, the team straight out of HBO Interactive worked on stuff like Halo, Call of Duty, Westworld. It was brilliant to see the first trailer that they put out built in Unreal Engine 5. Obviously, we always have to take these things with a little bit of a grain of salt. Cinematic trailer, cinematic trailers get kind of sometimes a negative stigma in the space, because yes, you can pay for cinematic trailers, but from the sneak peeks of the gameplay that they have shown, the graphics are solid. And I think that this was definitely great to see, and it can definitely bring more eyes to the space. This is a high quality. You can tell that these guys have been in film, been in movies, because this definitely plays out and has the quality of a Hollywood AAA Unreal Engine production. So this was awesome to see over the weekend. As Shrapnel is one of my favorite upcoming games in the space. And I think that this AAA first-person shooter from a team like this, I think it has a lot of mass adoption potential. And speaking of mass adoption potential, over the weekend, we saw top competitor for the Warzone scene, Huskers. He actually got invited to a private playtest for an NFT game, Kiraverse. Now, why is this newsworthy? Well, first and foremost, the Kiraverse game looks absolutely sick. It kind of looks like a combination. It's like Fortnite with the movement mechanisms. It has with the graphics, and then it's like a mixture of movement mechanisms. You'll see here the way that the movement is with like the roll and stuff. I really liked the way that this looked. It's Battle Royale, kill to earn. So you can either earn by winning matches, or you can earn by each kill, like competitively, which I think is brilliant. This is going to bring in potentially people like the top competitors, Huskers from Warzone and other games like Apex Legends and Fortnite. So like first and foremost, the game looks really good. And the fact that a player like Huskers with over 1 million on Twitch, by the way, and this stream right here, let alone, got 96,000 views. So you could only imagine the gateway of people that get exposure to these games when big streamers come in. Like, this is why a few weeks ago, guys, whenever FaZe Clan and all these big people got into Sandbox, and then we saw a bunch of esports organizations getting involved in games, like EV.io and different games like Guild of Guardians. So we're seeing esports adoption, and Huskers is a signed Team Luminosity player. So we're seeing potentially the gateway games that could get these streamers into the door, right? NFT enabled, kill to earn. Like, if you're better than somebody, you can kill to earn inside of this economy. So that is definitely super bullish. And, like I said, Team Luminosity, if you take a look at, for example, Huskers header here, EV.io is one of the better blockchain games out there right now, free to play, super easy onboarding. And, they're officially partnered up with Team Luminosity, the owners of Seattle Surge and the Call of Duty League. This is something to pay attention to. And I think that if more players start getting these type of play test invites in games that are good, like, first of all, Luminosity wouldn't set him up with a bad game. And second of all, he wouldn't play the game if he didn't think it looked fun. So this is a really good catalyst for the future. And just imagine if every single stream that a Web3 game eventually has, it gets 96,000. I mean, just think about the exposure, and players want to play what their favorite streamers are playing. The sentiment in the chat box was fantastic. So this is just a potential gateway to mass adoption that I saw over the weekend, which is a super strong catalyst. And the fact that it was a good game, like he was genuinely having a good time. So that was, part of something that, that's going to be a big catalyst in the future, as fun games that big streamers can play and have great feedback from their chat, the chat's asking questions, etc. So I think with the Shrapnel trailer and the way that this played out with Huskers hopping on Kiraverse, looks super quality. It's a major catalyst over the weekend that are leading the way to what I think is, I think NFT gaming is the future if you follow the show. And I think this is going to be the one industry that's most ripe. I think that NFT's best use cases right now are absolutely gaming. So if you believe that conviction, drop down, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more shows and videos here every single day on the channel, where I express, my market thesis. We go over different games, top projects in the space, and everything that I have my eyes on. So like the video, subscribe for more. I'll be back later this week with another show. As always, play well, my friends.